Hello and welcome back to another Album Book Club video. This week we are taking a look at the Upstart Crow's new EP, Little Broken Pieces, right?
Yeah.
Let's just get right into it. Get down, Mr. President!
Carl's playing with Claude's balls.
We can't have Connor having a laser pointer.
It's bad.
I want to tackle whatever.
This video is rated C for cats.
Alright guys, that was track 1, Tin Man. How did we feel about it? I think I'm going to give it like a 7.5.
Sorry, I'm adding up in my brain. It's hard when I don't have paper. Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. I'm gonna go with the 7 probably.
I was thinking the same as Carson, 7.5.
I'm thinking the same as Carl, about a 7.
Yeah, this one feels, it's got a bit more of a cowboy vibe than the other music we've seen from these guys. I think it's kind of cool. A neat direction to go in from the more, like, Will Wood, like, horn-esque stuff that we've gotten before.
Yeah. I heard the big fat snare drum, so bonus points. No, this was cool. It was well done. I liked the contrast of what was going on in kind of the Western guitar theme with the more, I don't know, almost like post-rock halftime drum beat underneath going on. I mean, it's just a cool combination of layers.
To even add on to that, the vocals are very like theater-esque.
Mm-hmm.
They've got like very much like a lot of depth and like grandiose delivery. It's very good to have just kind of 3 separate things that are working together so well.
Yeah, that was my big thing, is the collection of different styles kind of all get to shine through in this song.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's really cool. We don't get to see that too much.
So I was just thinking about how ogres have layers,
Just like onions.
but onions make you cry.
All right, well, now we can get into track 2, which we've actually listened to before, named House Fire.
Are we allowed to just roll the clip from the first video for House Fire?
Can you do a memory scene with like the memory sound and like we fade?
Yeah.
There's like an 8.
I was also going to say an 8.
Yeah, I'm riding that 8 train.
Same here.
I think the first time we listened to this, like the day they told us about it, we were listening on iPhone speakers, and it did not do it justice. I don't think I heard the bass the first couple times we heard it on like iPhone speakers.
Mm-hmm.
It was sick on this song.
Yeah, I think like not thinking of the budget reasons aside, because they're a small band, this is a great track. Obviously, when you get smaller production stuff like that, it can be harder, especially finding time if you're doing it yourself, or it being able to afford a good engineer and stuff like that. It's all just costly and time consuming and very hard when you work a full-time job.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
It was very good. This listen through.
I was gonna say it was good, but I don't know if it. I feel like it's more stylistic. I think.
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of it was they leaned into the style of it, and it covers most of what we would be complaining about mix-wise. But
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I could definitely complain about the mix here, but I don't think it's the point. I was impressed
Oh,
with
God, no.
the energy on the track was just awesome. I've never like felt like a Thursday so much. Like that's like the Thursday vibe for me. It's literally just like running around screaming. I don't know why every Thursday's like that,
I don't like that you're right.
but that's the Thursday vibe.
It's wild that he's right.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yes, but it had the right energy, had a fun pace. I just liked the track.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. The energy here was super fun. I brought it up while we were listening. They sound a lot like another band I love, The Happy Fits. A lot of that real strong indie rock influence, and I have to agree with the add one horn and it's a ska song.
Straight up, this is
It's-
like
It's great.
it's that, or this is like a little bit slower dialogue away from the B-52s, and that's a good thing too.
I was
Yeah.
about to bring up the
Like-
B-52s.
It's like it's kind of punk. I just don't know what kind of punk. Like that's it's so hard to label any of that stuff, and hopefully they'll leave us a comment telling us. But it's that high energy thing definitely reminds me a lot of all of those genres.
All right, well, how about we get into the next track? This is the jamming couch. I see your face, Logan. And I'm going to confidently give this song an 8.5 out of 10.
9.
Carson, you stole what I was gonna say. 8.5.
It's like a 7.
All right. I love the energy that this track brings. It was my song of the day. We all know that. It's very good. I I'm so in love with like the horns in the background. There's a lot of madness going on that I really like. How they've kind of woven in.
Like literally the band Madness.
Yes.
Sorry, thought I should correct you.
I really like the energy. I really like how chaotic all of it was. Just a really banging track.
I like this track a lot. It kind of reminded me, I don't know, this sounds mean, but like if the Cherry Poppin' Daddies did a song for a Tim Burton movie in New Orleans, it would be like this.
Yeah, I think of what we've heard at least, this is the best mixed one too. I think everything is the most clear here, even though there might be the most going on that we've also heard. So
Yeah, I agree to that, except the vocals. I think there's an effect on the vocals that, whether it be that it was a true carbon mic or a carbon filter, does not match any of the rest of the song. So it puts this like place of like pay attention to it, and I just don't love the rhythm of it. There's spots where there's words that have the right space, it's just the timing may be a little off, and I'm just not in love with the vocal effect that's on it the entire time. It's a little too thick for me, especially with how clean and clear everything else is.
weird. I thought it was less on this one than House Fire.
See, but it fits to me more on House Fire because the horns aren't clean or aren't there.
Okay.
There's clean horn on this, and then it's juxtaposed by a not clean vocal. So it sets me off a little.
I also feel like the emotional expressiveness in this one did get squashed a little bit. Like it's it seems like the notes wanted to bend more than they did.
I don't know, you can only put so much emotion in when you're going so fast.
That's true.
I don't know. I didn't hear like artificial distortion on anything, but there is a lot of like growl in everything, and it's just to kind of bring some of the rawness into it.
Let's move on to the last track of this EP.
Nope.
What?
There's two more.
There's two more? Well.
Sick.
Yes, that's what that song was. I thought it was pretty sick. I'm going to give it a 7.5.
It's not a 6 score. I give it like an 8.
I'm gonna give it a 7.75.
Give it 7.25.
The energy in the song is great. It's heavier than everything else, I guess, which was really cool. I thought the vocals fit this one probably the best out of all of them, minus the underwater effect, which I don't mind. I get why it's there, and I've heard it in other songs, but I don't think Logan cared for it too much.
He just did it for too long.
That's very true.
Or needed it on only half the vocals or something. Because if the vocal part was important there, I have no idea because I couldn't comprehend it. That's the only thing I'll say about it.
It was very thick was my biggest problem with it.
And
it's just hard to...
The speed was probably a little fast on the vocal tremolo to be comprehensible. That's the word I'm looking for. Have you guys ever heard the Eagles of Death Metal?
No.
I haven't.
It's one of Josh Homme's other bands. The guy from Queens of the Stone Age. They're the ones that got all those people killed in Paris. Well, that's the wrong way to put it. That's the show that a bunch of people got shot at in Paris and caused all that trouble. Terrorists came in and they killed a ton of people at an Eagles of Death Metal show. Sorry, that was really dark. Anyway, that's what most people know the band for, but that really reminded me of their music, which is cool. It's somewhere between, Queens of the Stone Age, that kind of desert rock is what a lot of people would call that, and then it almost bridges over to alternative, kind of to almost like the Strokes or something like that. That kind of early 2000s alt indie rock kind of thing.
Yeah, I definitely got that vibe with like the intro and all that, and like the guitar the whole time holding that. I think is really cool.
Yeah, it's definitely up my alley. I don't know. I'm a little deaf today. I did play this morning, but it felt like the whole mix was really bright, and I've kind of felt that way the whole time. I just wasn't sure until I got to this track. Is generally maybe not so much the indie side. The indie stuff's usually got a low pass filter on it, so you don't get a lot of low end. But the whole desert rock thing is a really dark mix, so it's a really kind of standout thing when this track is bright compared to other tracks. It's like that's what I'm usually looking for, is something to reference it against, and compared to other things that sound like this, it sounds bright.
All right, well now it's time to get into the final track of this EP. Your mom has dyslexia.
Did you know that dyslexics are people poo? We need to link this brother to our Fuzz video.
It's not out yet.
It sounds like early Arctic Monkeys now.
What do you mean? This clearly sounds like Drake.
God's plan.
Holy fuzz, Batman.
Yeah, that was insane. I think I'm going to give that one a 6.5.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
I'll give it a 7.
I'm at a 6.5 as well.
All right. So 2 things. 1, lay off the fuzz. Good Lord, holy fuzz. That's a lot of fuzz. And I think you were saying something about the chords through the fuzz.
Yeah,
and
so
how jarring that was.
You just can't have many voices going when you're in fuzz because you're already creating so many harmonics just by running one note through the fuzz that if you have a whole chord in there, you start getting the thing where they start fighting. And that's a lot of what we were hearing is the actual harmonies in the part were fighting themselves. So that's why you hardly ever hear fuzz with 2 notes, let alone a full chord like that. Because whatever voicings, whatever third note, or even doubling the octave sometimes will cause a fuzz to like fight and fold in on itself. And we definitely got some wave folding going on there. There was just stuff that it was a lot. And I'm all for fuzz. I love fuzz. It was just a lot.
It was certainly a lot of fuzz.
Yeah, you got it. There's just way too much going on. It just killed me. I think it's all just the fuzz just completely having. There's a lot of just hiss and hum from it, and then it starts crashing and breaking on itself. Just killed it a little.
Yeah, I love the organic like fuzz tone. I do, and I enjoy some of the screeches and some of that stuff. It just kind of overpowered everything here. But I did get a lot of really cool influences in this. We were, talking about it as we were listening. I heard even more of the. I'll probably date myself, but it's like the stuff I listened to in high school. A lot of the Arctic Monkeys or like Franz Ferdinand or that kind of stuff. I heard a lot of the influences, and yeah, that makes me think dude's probably around my age. A lot of music I liked, I heard here. I think that's why it got the score it did. Oh,
all right,
shit.
now we are going to move on to the album art, and wow, that looks neat. I think I'm going to give it an 8.
Yeah, probably an 8.
Yeah, I'll agree with an 8. I do have one problem, but we'll get into it.
I'm like a 7.5. My problem is just I don't like where the name is. It just feels a little out of place. But I don't know that there is a place for the name to go with this album.
Like the name of the EP?
Yeah.
That was going to be my point, is that I get it's not their first project though. So okay. Now that I'm thinking about it. If this was their first project that they had put out, their name being at the top makes a ton of sense, but this isn't that. So I feel like I get they needed the circle for the O, but I feel like the name of this EP is kind of buried and hidden.
I think it's really hard to do something without an accent color. I enjoy the color over the black and white photo and what it's doing, but I think if there was just a splash of something else that helps it offset it even more. There's just it's very, very purple.
Dare I say it needs just like a yellow hue over all of it.
Just
like it's
not
been
even
in like the freaking cabinet for 70 years.
I mean, not. It could just use little splashes of an accent color or something, maybe just something that isn't quite so monochrome to really set it off.
I think like some type of accent inside the flames would go really cool. Or,
Yeah, but I mean, as a picture, I like this a lot.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
solid.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really neat. It kind of fits the EP's kind of randomness. How we have kind of 5 songs that are almost entirely different genres on here.
Hey, look back there. There's the house fire.
Oh,
I don't
look at that.
I definitely heard the cohesiveness. It
Oh well, yeah. I'm not saying that as like a bad thing. Like it's 5 songs that sound really different. Like I don't think these songs sound too similar to each other. Like you can tell they're made by the same band, but they all play and pull on different influences and different stylings even in their own work. Like we had horn heavy songs and then we had less horn heavy songs. Stuff like that.
The 2 factors of every song.
Yeah, that's all. That's all I care about.
Well, I mean, yeah, we had fuzz and not fuzz as far as I'm concerned. So those are the 2 genres for me.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching another Album Book Club EP review. If you've made it this far, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. and we will see you all next time.